Hey guys, welcome to the next episode of Painting Middle Earth. And tonight we will be working on the Mirkwood Captain model that we started last week. And you can see him here. So we did a base coat for him last time, painting all of the base coats of his uniform. And tonight we're going to be working on the base of the model. So this model, as you can see here, it reminds me a lot of the Battle of Five Armies. So we're going to be doing this base in a Battle of Five Armies theme. So what we're going to be doing is for this um, rock here, we're going to start with painting the rock black, and then we're going to go up in highlights with it. So we'll start with a dark gray dry brush, and then we'll go to a lighter gray and move up from there. We'll do that to the same thing on this piece of stone over here. And then when we get to the stairs, we're going to do them in a gray color, kind of like what this is right now, this kind of white gray color. We're going to do that for the stairs, and then that'll be all the base colors for the model. We'll then go back and once that's all done, we're going to go back and do another coat of gold on the uniform here because there's some silver shining through. So we'll be going to that and then we'll go and start doing the highlights and shading for it. So let me know if you're joining us tonight. My name's Austin from the Nashville Miller Strategy Battle Gaming Group. And yeah, say hello in the comments if you are joining us tonight. All right, so I'm going to share this with our our Facebook group. All right, so now that I've got all those guys, I've got everything shared. All right, so what I'm going to do first is I'm going to mix up some Abaddon Black, and I'm going to make it pretty watery so it gets into all the crevices of um, my model here. So I'm going to get it on this rock right here to start out with a base coat of black, and then we're going to shade up from there with dark gray and going up to lighter grays. Alex, what are you working on tonight, painting wise? My wife's in the other room trying to get my cat to sit. She's not wanting to sit. She must be giving him some kind of treats. I'm doing about a 1-to-1 mix of black to water to make it um, pretty watery, um, but not too watery. Probably more like a 2-to-1 black paint water mix. All right. What? Oh, my wife's trying to teach my cats how to high five. All right, so I'm going to start here on this piece of rock with the black. I'm just going to do a light base coat. You want this that way it gives it some contrast. As you're working up with the grays, it will give you some shades to the different areas of the rock, which is what you're looking for. So anytime I'm doing rocks for bases or anything like that, I usually start with a black or a dark gray, and then I just work from there. I go lighter and lighter as I'm going up. How's everyone doing tonight? Everyone getting to enjoy not being at work, and the weekend is almost here. I'm looking forward to. We're going to be having a 1,000 point team event. Not team event. Georgia's having a team event in 3 weeks, and so we're going to get some practice in with that tomorrow night at Grand Adventures at our game night. So I'm looking forward to doing that because it's a more casual variant. It's kind of laid back, and it's fun to see how the different armies can interact with each other. Oh, nice. I have not painted any of the trolls yet. Right now, I'm working on a Battle of Five Armies army, and so I'm starting with uh, Thranduil's Halls right now, Alex, and then I'm going to Dane after this. But working on a list that I'd like to bring to our 2-day event in November. It was going to be in December, but we had one of our guys give us a really good offer on a space for our event that we couldn't pass up. So we moved it up 2 weeks to the end of November, right before Thanksgiving. So should be a good time. Yeah, I like the Gundabad trolls. Those are pretty cool. John Billy painted up one of those recently, and the blue skin tone on those guys is pretty cool. Yeah, just starting out with a very watery black base coat on this rock here. Is the troll you're painting, Alex? Um, is it for yourself or is it for someone else that you're painting it for? If I had been smart, well, I probably should have taken this model off the base first before I started painting it, but and I tried taking it off and it's super glued down, so unless I want to tear off the legs of this guy, no doing that. So, and be careful. Turn some music on, get some Lord of the Rings music going. Now I'm just working on so I've got the first coat right there on the rock, as you can see. Now I'm working on these smaller rocks right over here. All right, here we go with the music. All right. I think I'm actually just going to end up painting the whole black base, start out with. And then while that's drying, I'm going to go over the gold on the captain with a second coat of the retributor armor. That way it just gives it more shine and um, it's not as weak. It comes off really strong. Oh, that doesn't like fun, Alex. It's cool that you're getting to spend some time and do it for yourself. I know you do a lot of painting and building terrain all day long, so I don't know. Didn't know if you still enjoy getting to paint in your free time when you're off of work. That's cool that you're getting to do that for your own army. I really want to try a army of Shelob. I've got her put together and base coated black, but I need to go back and finish her up. One of the things in the woodworks to do, but I saw Matt Iverson at the Georgia tournament in February of this year, and he brought the Battle of Five Armies list, and I thought it was a really cool, fun, and themey list. So I'm working on one right now. I just thought it was a really cool army. So, looking forward to painting one up myself. I just love Billy Boyd singing. I think I said it every time I'm on stream, but I love listening to him sing this song. I'm pretty excited, Alex. I think it's going to be a lot of fun, and I can't wait for another really big supplement like Gondor at War. I'm excited for the new terrain that they're coming out with because I'd love to make a Rohan board. So I'm sure at some point we might look at having you help us make a board for Rohan. I would love to get a Rohan board, and I'm excited to see the new models. I really like the new Saruman and Grima models. I thought those are really cool poses, and I'm excited to get those guys painted up. And I'm also excited to paint up the new Made to Order stuff from Forge World with the new Bard. So yeah, I'm super excited. What are you looking forward to most in the Rohan at War, Alex? I'm going to go ahead and paint the actual base black as well. I'll probably go back and paint it like, I don't know, maybe a gray. We'll see. Just about done with the black base coat on the rocks. All right, so there we go. We've got the captain's base all coated in a base coat of, you can see there. Just that way we can get the nice definition and the different recesses really black. And then when we go back, I'm going to Once this dries, I'm going to do a dry brush of dark gray, and then we'll build up from there on the rock. And then on the stonework, I'm going to go with like a light gray, almost like a white stone, like from the Battle of Five Companies. So where Thranduil is. So um, looking good so far. Go ahead and wash off my paintbrush. Yeah, I'm super excited for the new gates and the new Rohirrim houses. I think those will be really cool to have and to have on play with on the board. I wasn't a huge fan of how they did the Hobbit holes, but I understand why they did them because it'd be kind of hard to include. I mean, unless they 3D printed a Hobbit hole, but then it wouldn't be really modular. So I understand why they did what they did for the Hobbit holes, but yeah, it stinks that it only came with like the windows and stuff, and then you had to cut out the foam and everything for yourself. But that's all right. I'm looking forward to all the new stuff. I'm just washing my paintbrush with some paintbrush cleaner right now. We're gonna do a dry brush. Sorry, not a dry brush. We're gonna go back with some gold on the armor and give that a second go. Alex, what are you most excited for Rohan at War? War and Rohan. All right. We're going to go back and do the gold on his suit. This all dries. Yeah, I think so too. I think the new Urukai named heroes will be really big. I'm hoping they show some sneak peeks of them here pretty soon. I'd love to see what they're thinking of. All right. So now that the black paint around the base is finished, I'm going to go back with some Retributor armor and go back, do a second coat on the armor, so that way it's a little bit more gold and shiny. Yeah, I agree. Edoras is one of my favorite parts in the movies. Like in the Two Towers, I just love um, that part in the movies, getting to see um, the Great Hall and all the Rohirrim. It's just a great location. I'm looking forward to it. Although by the time we get a Rohan board built, Alex, I'll probably in my new place. I don't know where I'll be at yet, but I will be looking for a job. Hopefully, I'll get some more space. Really nice. Yeah, I'm super excited for. I'd love to get like a Golden Hall on the board, and I actually got to visit the location where they filmed the Great Hall and um, in that area where you see Eowyn walking out and you see the flag fly off, and then you see the three hunters and Gandalf walk up the steps towards the Great Hall. That location is called Mount Sunday, and I've got a lot of really cool pictures of it. actually took a picture with the Rohirrim flag on top of Mount Edoras, where Golden Hall was at in the movies, and there's still indentation on the ground of where the set was that is still left over after all these years. So, really cool place to go and see. One of my favorite spots to go and see when I was in New Zealand was to see Mount Sunday. And we basically took this like safari truck to get there. It's way out in like the middle of nowhere. So we went from Wellington to uh, to Mount Sunday, and it was about an hour drive, and it was really cool to get to see that and experience that. So I'd highly recommend it for anyone who's interested in getting to go. All right, so now that I've got my Retributor armor mixed up with my water, I'm going to go back and do a second coat on my Mirkwood Captain here, and just going to be very careful because I don't want to hit the silver highlights that I've already started on him. I'm sure with the new stuff coming out, Alex, it'll help boost your business with new Rohan stuff. I'm sure people are going to want Rohan boards getting made to play with. That's great for you and for the community. Right now, I kind of feel like picture of Smeagol where he's like biting his lip and tongue, trying to like hit those really hard spots. I'm trying not to hit the silver that I've already done on the outfit. So just being really careful on everything I'm painting right now. Once you've painted when I painted the first coat of Retributor armor, it looked pretty good. So like I didn't think I needed to go back a second coat, but once it dried, you could definitely see that there were some spots that needed to get gone back over. Yeah, yeah. So I've got the three boards that you've made me so far, Alex, and Adam Brewcost is going to be sending you some of the battlefield terrain because what we're planning on doing for our um, March on Music City event is we're going to have to start the day off. We're going to have two co-op events. One of them is going to be probably like a 8x8 board where it's going to be the Battle of Pelennor Fields. So there's going to be like 6 Moomoks on one side that one group of guys will get to play, and then there'll be a ton of Rohirrim on the other side that we'll get to play. And that'll be one table. The other table we're going to do is the Battle of Five Armies. So it'll have, all the armies from the battle. And so I'm looking forward to that. So he's going to, I'm sending you some terrain, Alex, and you can, and so that way we can hopefully get that for our 2-day event and put that on our fields board. I love the stuff that you sent me the first time that I got from you, Alex. The down Moomok and stuff. I loved. I think I've got 3 more Moomoks that I ordered, so we'll have those to. I loved how you based the first one. I think it turned out really well, and everyone that we've played with it quite a bit now, and everyone loves having it. It's a great centerpiece on a battlefield. Yeah, I highly recommend going to Mount Sunday, Alex. Whenever you and your wife get together someday. It's just about an hour away from Wellington, and great place to go and see. All right, so he's looking pretty good so far. I've got 2 base coats on his bottom half, and you can see how the shine and the silver coming out more now on his pants. So I'm going to hit his boots up on the bottom, and then I'm going to work on his chest and his arms, and then we'll start doing the dry brushing on the base. Now that the black is pretty much dried. Yeah, absolutely love this model of the Mirkwood Captain. I was very, very, very fortunate to be able to get this guy. Yeah, I think the Battle of Pelennor Fields will be a great co-op event that we're going to do in the morning on day one. And the Battle 5 armies will be a lot of fun too, getting to see Dane on his chariot and Thranduil on his elk, and then you'll have Bard on his horse, and you'll have Azog's Legion, and it's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to the co-op event. It's gonna be. I always enjoy those kinds of things, so definitely looking forward to it. Nice thing is it'll be here before I know it. We've got some great guys from our group that are uh, helping put together the tournament with me. So it's great that we've got lots of help this year. All right, so going over his gauntlets now. Second coat. He's looking good. I'm liking how he's turning out. All right, when I hit his boots up, second coat, they're probably going to get dirty while I'm basing, but a little bit extra fun. All right, so here is the captain with the second coat of gold on his armor. See, it's really shiny. The gold, really nice. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with a dry brush of dark gray on the stones and the rock, and then we'll go up to a lighter gray. I'm going to wash off my paintbrush real quick. Washing off my paintbrush. Yeah, that Moomok that Adam makes is great. He's coming out with a lot more 3D stuff now. So that's also great that he's coming out with more options to sell in his store. I love the Army of the Dead cave that you made, Alex. That you showed on your page today on Writing Studio that you made for Jason Alexander for his tournament. John, Billy, and I are planning on going up to that Army of the Dead tournament that Jason Alexander from the North Carolina group is hosting. So maybe we'll have a chance at getting that. I'll have to see what. I have to ask Alex again, or not Alex, but ask Jason again and see what he's planning on. What that piece of train is going to be for, if it's going to be raffled off or what. If it's raffled off, I'm going to be throwing in a heavy amount of tickets for it. Grab a drink real quick. It's been a long day, so got some Not Your Father's root beer here. All right. So I'm going to start off with a dark gray for the stonework, and grab my paints. Like an Eshin gray, that's a good one that I've used before for doing a first dark color stone. Dawnstone's another, like a slightly shade up. That's another one that I usually go for as a lighter dry brush. Yeah, Storm Vermin fur. That's a nice, like, gives it the rock some kind of dirt look to it. That is most of the grays that I've got. So we're going to start with an Eshin gray dry brush. We'll go from there. Give it a good shake. Get my dry brush out. I haven't tried the new contrast paints out yet, Alex. Since I have all these paints that I got as a new player, I'm just going over and kind of sticking with what I've got so far. I've heard the contrast paints are really great for like skin tones and stuff, and not so much for some of the other stuff um, like stonework and stuff like that. So I can't say what I think of the contrast paints yet because I've not used any of them. But I'm just since I've got all these paints, I just been sticking with the base coat, um, then shading, and then highlights kind of method. But what have you thought of the new contrast paints, Alex? Have you been using them a lot with what you're doing? Should be pretty good for a good shake. I've got a paper towel here. I'm going to use this for my dry brush tonight. What dry brush do I want to use? I've got this dry brush from Army Painter I'm going to be using. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the spray and I'm just going to stick my brush straight into the pot, and then I'm going to get most of the paint off on my paper towel, and then I'm just going to hit up the rock and then let that dry, and then we'll go and do a lighter gray to hit up some other spots on it where the sun would probably hit it. Right. Use my paper towel here. Just going to kind of get most of the paint off. All right. Now I'm going to hit the stone up. All right, going back again. So you can see there the stone is already, just from the couple of dry brushes I've done already, is already starting to turn that dark gray color. I'll have to try them out at some point. Uh, I've had a few of my friends use them on skin. They said they really like it on the skin, and a lot of people said they like the black, but I just haven't tried it yet. So just kind of sticking with what I'm used to and know. And once I get more used to this, I'll try them out. I'll definitely try it out. I think I'll start with probably some like skin tones and some blacks and stuff, and then go from there and just kind of play around. And I heard they're like really thick too, so you got to make sure that whatever you're painting is not super detailed. All right, so now that I've got a initial stone dry brush, I'm now going to go back and do lighter gray. Missed a spot. I'm going to go back over real quick. All right. Now go into the next gray. Question is, what gray do I want to go to next? Next, I'm going to move over to Dawnstone, which is the layer. And I'm going to use that and dry brush with that one next, which is a shade lighter than the Eshin gray. It's like a nice, warm, white, light gray. So it's nice to use for that kind of lighter stonework. All right. I'm just hitting up the raised regions with the Dunstone where the sun would hit it. That way it'll kind of give it some two-tone color to it. Going back over it now. On the other side of the base, I'm going to hit up this side. Right, so now I've got that as a second tone. Now we're going to go up from there and go a little bit lighter. So yeah, we're just kind of building layer on layer on layer, kind of like how stone is actually made, is it's a compaction of colors over time. Yeah, don't do celestial gray. All right, so I'm going to go with celestial gray next as a third coat. Get a good shake. Right. Most of the paint off this brush now. So again, I'm just going to kind of hit the raised regions. Again, trying to be light. With as you're going up on the shades, you want to not go so heavy on the lighter shades. Just be nice and light with it. It's turning out pretty good. Alex, what have you all done with your contrast paints? Have you painted just primarily skin tones, or have you gotten this to paint kind of buildings and stuff, and have you had success with them? Because most of what I've heard from people is that they don't like the contrast as much on the stonework. But be interested to hear your thoughts on that. Right. All right. So now I've gotten the third coat of stone. You can see there. And we're just going to very lightly go with the our final. Sounds good, buddy. Thanks for dropping in tonight. I will see you soon, my friend. Have a good one. All right. All right, so now that we've got the stone work done, we'll go ahead and wash off our dry brush, and going to move on to the stairs now. All right, so now I'll do some stonework. Where's that gray sear? All right, so I'm going to start with a base coat what do I want to start with here? Let's start with Eshin Gray, and then we'll do a Dawnstone highlight for the stones that the captain is standing on. Again, when you're doing this kind of stuff, you want to go from a dark to a light. We're going to start dark with the dark Eshin Gray, and we'll do some lighter gray highlights. All right. Hey Christian, how you doing, buddy? Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. Hey David, how are you doing, buddy? So as you can see here, I'm going through and I'm painting the stairs now with a dark Eshin gray to kind of give a contrast to the white stonework I put on it. All right, so stonework is coming along. All right, so I got the stones done now on for my captain, and I've got the white stonework here. See? So I'm going to go back, and actually, I'm looking at this now. I don't think what I'm going to do is, as you can see here, the rock starts there, but I don't like this white line, so I'm just going to keep that stone. So I'm actually going to go back with that and make that the rest of that stone. I'm not a huge fan of how that looks. All right, so I'm going to get a dry brush out, grab another one. Always good to have more than one. All right, so I started with that. I'm going to go back to Dawnstone now. Kind of fix my mistake that I made. All right. I fixed this. I fixed that backside now. Now it's kind of blended in to where it doesn't look like a heavy contrast. So a nice little technique called blending is when you have wet paint, you can kind of blend it into the old paint. So did that, fix that. Good Dawnstone, Etching Gray. Now I'm going to go and do a very light coat of Celestial Gray again. Yeah, that's pretty awesome, Christian. You're getting some free terrain and stuff your friends are giving you. Those are some good friends. I agree, David. I was lucky enough when I first started, before I got into Lord of the Rings, I was playing Legion, Star Wars Legion, and I still play Star Wars Legion, but anyways, I had a friend of mine, a guy in the community who gave me a bunch of free stuff for Star Wars Legion terrain because he had just recently had kids and wasn't going to have time to paint it. So I said I could have it as long as I used it in tournaments, which we have been doing. So having a lot of fun with that. Yeah, it's good to have good friends like that. All right, so now that I've got the gray stonework done underneath his feet, I'm going to do a light dry brush of the stone. And start with Eshin Gray. I'm going to do a light, do a dry brush of maybe a administrative gray. See how that looks. Wash off my brush real quick. Just wash my brush off. We'll start a dry brush next. All right, I'm going to do an administrative gray dry brush here on the stones that the captain is standing on. All right, here we go. All right, so I've got the stonework done on the base model now. I'm going to do a wash now on the stones. Wash my dry brush off real quick. So I've painted up some of my Star Wars Legion, David. I haven't, because I've been focusing a lot more on Lord of the Rings. I haven't painted up um, a lot of my Star Wars Legion stuff, but it's at least assembled and primed for almost all my models. But I started out with Empire, so I've got, I had my Empire painted like Inferno Squadron from the Star Wars Battlefront 2, which is all black with red insignias. Um, so yeah, so that's the answer to your question. I've got some of it painted, some of it not. All right, so I'm gonna do an Agrax Earth Shade or a wash on the stonework. I'm gonna do a non-oil wash on the. I guess I could do it. I'll do an Agrax Earth Shade on the stone and on the stairs. Agrax Earth Shade will kind of give it that dirty kind of look, you know, like dirt. I'm gonna go over it with the stones too. And I think I mentioned this in the last video. I got this base from Manchur's Market. It's one of the 28 millimeter bases, so you can check it out if you're interested in changing up your bases as well for your models. They've got a lot of great stuff on there to choose from. I didn't see it, Christian. I didn't see the Aeronautica Imperialis. All right, guys, and so there you can see now my stone looks a lot dirtier. The Agrat's earth shade is getting into the crevices, making it darker, and it's looking pretty much just how I wanted it to look, with that kind of earthy stone look for Battle of Five Armies. So that's going to finish up the base for me. The only thing I'm going to do left with the base, and yeah, guys, if you can make sure to put a like on the video, that'll help out a lot as well. But what I'm going to do after something I want to get at the Hobby Lobby this weekend is a leaf punch, and I'm going to get some leaves and punch them out, and then I'm going to sprinkle them on this base, so that way it'll have some like kind of leaf aesthetics. So I think that'll be pretty fun. All right, so I've got the base now done. I'm going to go back and do some highlights on the captain. Everyone ready for some Lord of the Rings tomorrow night? Some games? It'll be good to see you tomorrow night, Christian. It's been a week or since we've seen you. I don't know if you saw earlier, but I'm drinking some not your father's root beer. I'll wind down for the night. Hopefully you had a good trip with your last weekend, Christian. Definitely missed seeing you last weekend. Should be fun tomorrow night. I'm looking forward to having you and Lee play a team match against John and I. I was thinking about bringing my 6x4 game mat of yeah, definitely, buddy. We can I know John needs to get his Battle Company game in as well. So I'm sure y'all could do that. I'm gonna bring my Battle Companies in case we have an odd number of people or something. And I've already got my 2 games in, but I can just play one for fun and reset my characters to pre-game 3 and 4 if we need. But yeah, it should be fun. I'm looking forward to our team 1,000-point match. But anyways, I'm gonna bring my 6x4 Moria mat tomorrow. Play on, which I think it'll be a lot of fun. All right, so I'm gonna let that dry. All right, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go back and hit up. I was looking for like a purple, and that I didn't have last week, so I got this Venetian purple. I'm gonna put this on his gloves and on his the clothing that's underneath his armor. That part right there. And on his gloves, I'm going to make that purple, and I'm going to do some Nuln Oil on it, and I'll kind of give it like a dark purplish tone for it. So it looks pretty sweet. Now that I've painted his face as well, I'm going to do some. I have it up here. Grab it. I'm going to go with the Reikland flesh shade on the elf, on my captain. And then give him a little bit more flesh tone. All right, so I've got this Phoenician purple I'm going to put on underneath his armor. I think it'll look pretty sweet with the Nuln oil to kind of darken it out. Grab a really thin brush. I think I watched that one very well. All right. I'm going to hit up his hitting up his gloves and his clothing now. All right. Just about done. See you tomorrow, buddy. Have a good night. Sorry, that was Christian. Good night, Christian, buddy. I'll see you tomorrow. Just about done putting the purple on his gloves. And we'll hit it up with some Nuln oil. All right, so now you can see I've got the purple under his clothing, and once it dries, we'll do a Nuln oil wash over it. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go back over the silver with the silver highlight while the purple's drying. I'm going to go back and do some red touch-ups, same color as his cloak. I think that was Mephiston red. I'm going to double check my notes. Corn red. I'm going to go back and do some red highlights with the corn red. right, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use a red, and I'm gonna hit up the edges of his shoulder pad on his armor. Alright, so now I've got some red highlights on this armor. And gives, again, differentiates, and you can see there. Alright. On the model now, I've got red here in this area. Right underneath the gold shoulder pad, I've got a red highlight down here as well. You can just kind of differentiate and give them some more color distinction. Also put a red strip back here on the back side of both the shoulder pads. I'm going to go back over in some gold that I wasn't very careful with. So, David, for project one, this is one of the models for my painting contest, and then is my captain. And then the second model I'm painting is Tariel for painting project number one. Then painting project number two, I'm going to be painting up the basically the two parts of my battle company that I've got so far. And then for the last part, I'm for a large model or a special model. I'm thinking about doing the Iron Hills Ballista as a large model to paint. What about you, David? What are you working on right now? See, as I was talking to Alex right earlier in the stream, as I'm working on a Battle of Five Armies list, I'm going to try and get it ready for a 2-day tournament, but I'm not sure if I'm going to get it there in time. So we'll see. Oh, nice. That'll be fun. And you'll the Witch King's a cool model. I really like the Witch King, especially with his flaming sword or with his small. Um, I've got both models, and I love them both. So another model I want to paint up, but just haven't done it yet. One of these days. You know what you want to do for project 2, where you paint 6 guys on foot. Nice, those would be cool. I can't wait to see your wargs painted up. They were pretty scary in the last game that we played last weekend. Wasn't sure if I was going to win that one or not with as many wargs as you had. Definitely a good game. All right, so now I'm going to do go ahead and do some Nuln Oil. Troll will be sweet. Can't wait to see the troll too. So I'm doing a Nuln Oil over pretty much the entire model just to give it some different shading, and then for the skin and hair, I'm going to do the Reichland flesh shade. I'm going to do Nuln Oil first. Yeah, a lot of my friends say Nuln Oil is magic in a bottle. They are 100% right. Just gives you some really nice definition on stuff. I'm putting Nuln Oil along this cape going up to down. So that way it'll pool in the recesses. And just about finished up with the captain. He'll be ready for tabletop. All right, so now that I've done the Nuln Oil, I'm now going to finish up with the Reichland Flesh Shade. Oh, nice. That'd be cool. You find a mounted shaman on eBay, David? Sweet. That's cool that you found that. All right. The last thing we're going to do is Reichland Flesh Shade on the skin. And then we will be done with the model for the time being. I'm going to do some highlights on it just to go back over the places that I want to get really shiny. But this will do it for the most part. I'm going to do Nuln Oil for the hair. So that way the black, see the black lines through the hair. Then we'll do the same thing again with the hairs. We'll go back. I'll go back and do some highlights. All right, guys, and there you have it. That is our finished captain for tonight. He is officially tabletop ready. So I'm gonna let the Nuln and everything dry, and the Reichland Flesh Shade dry, and then um, I'll go back in a future video and do some highlights on him. But there he is. That's his model. I think he turned out pretty good for first Mirkwood model to do. I'm happy with him, and we'll do some highlights later with him. So I think I'm pretty happy how everything turned out. And we'll close it up here. It's been about 2 hour stream, so it's been a good stream tonight. And thanks, Dave, for staying with me to the end. It's good to see Christian and Alex Wright. Alex Wright has never been on our YouTube live stream before, so it was cool to get to see him and talk to him for a little bit. And see what he's interested and excited for coming up. It's hitting a few more spots with known oil that I want to be a little bit darker. Last thing I'm going to do with him tonight, I'll do this off stream, but these bases that they come with from miniature market have no bottom in them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a drill here in just a minute. I'm going to drill out a hole in the bottom of this, throw a magnet in it. So that way he'll stick to my carrying case while I'm traveling. So anyways, that is my finished Mirkwood Captain model for right now, at least. I think he turned out very nicely. And let me know what you think of your stuff, what you're working on. And we'll be back this weekend for our next stream. I hope you can join us then. And stay tuned for our next video. It's supposed to go online today. I had some issues uploading it, so I'm going to try again tomorrow. But we will see you then, guys. Have a good night. And looking forward to seeing everyone tomorrow at our game night. So take care and see y'all then. Bye.